Get ready, Humidor shop talk. Get ready, Humidor shop talk. Sports, Humidor shop talk. Cigars, Humidor shop talk. Get ready, Humidor shop talk. Get ready, Humidor shop talk.
Yo, what's up, man? It's your boy, Mr. SmokeFella in the house, man. We back here on this Saturday morning with Humidor Sports and Cigars by way of Sports Zone Chicago. Hey, I want to make an apology for last week, man. We had some technical difficulties, so we gave you about 20 minutes short of the show last week at the shop, but we'll make up for it today, so we can get it in. So, I'm just going to bring in my panel, man. We're going to get it in how we normally do it, raw, uncensored, the way we do it in the cigar shops, man. So, man, I got my man. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. He just going by Lefty today. What's up, Lef?
What up, what up, what up? Trying to share the show, man. What's happening with y'all? Good Saturday morning, beautiful weather. You know, we finally getting a little spring. You know what I mean? Look like it's about to stay steady, so looking forward to it. Yeah, like you said, last week, you know, it got cut a little short, but we can definitely continue the conversation. Still a lot of sports to talk about, so let's get to it.
You know, we always want to know where's Kevin. That's the thing. Nobody ever knows where he at, but guess what? We got him on the show. That's the show. KDL 33, what's up, man?
What is happening? What is happening? Good morning, people. Good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing? They say it's supposed to be 70 today, but it's not 70 yet. Those of you that's venturing out, dress accordingly. But what's happening, man? Let's talk some sports, man. Let's get energetic. Go.
If not now, then when?
Right. Exactly.
Just saying, man. It is what it is, man.
Man,
a lot been going down in sports, man. I mean, that's all I gotta say is the juice.
Man, put some smoke in the air for the juice, man.
Man, everybody raise your sticks today. Put some smoke in the air,
man, for the juice.
For the juice.
Can I comment on that, man?
Hey,
yeah,
Kev,
I got one too. Go ahead.
Before y'all comment, man, I'm wearing my black gloves tonight in honor of the juice. They're a little small.
And see, that's what I want to touch on. I want to touch on that too, Kevin.
Money, I think we're on the same page, but I'm about to see.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, look at it, man. When someone dies, right, regardless, you know, the last thing you're going to remember a person on, that ain't the time to bring that up, right? That ain't the time to focus in on that and let the families relive that. What I mean by that is this. Yeah, the man passed. Yeah, people, you know, think deep down he killed, you know, his ex-wife, whatever. But when someone dies, right, you're supposed to highlight the life. Now, the last thing you're going to think of is the trial. The last thing you're going to think of is he was in jail in Vegas. Okay, cool. But the man still was a father. The man still got a family. The man still was a Hall of Famer. The man still was at USC, Buffalo. Like that ain't the time to go in. And what CNN did, what ESPN did, particularly Stephen A., was take the time to, you know, I deep down, I thought he was guilty. If I was on the jury, I would have did this. And he turned his back on the black community. But, you know, much love to the family. What the fuck? Excuse me. What the hell is that? Like, it ain't the time, because you got to think, the man still got a family. What CNN and ESPN did was reenact. I literally saw it, bro. They reenacted the Bronco ride, the whole call and everything. They reenacted the court case. They reenacted interviews. Like, that ain't the time for that. That's just my opinion, man. Now you can think whatever. Quiet as kept. Technically, he was acquitted. So regardless if you think he did it or not, okay, cool. But that ain't the time that, like, the man died. So that wasn't the time and place for that, man. I disagree with all that. But I disagree with Stephen A. getting his shots in and then
Yeah,
saying, yeah, that
those
ain't
those was just petty
right to me, man.
shots,
Yeah, I
man.
didn't.
CNN really did it bad.
Yeah,
If we played the whole Bronco ride, the
you
whole
know what? My take was a little, just a little different. Like for me, it's more of like to me it was sad that we're never gonna remember how great of a football player he was. And like OJ was a hell of a running back, man. USC, Buffalo, San Francisco, where he played. Even the Hertz commercials, he wasn't always with all this slash and murder and all that. Like he really, the Naked Gun movies, he was really getting huge in Hollywood. Like, everything he was doing. So it's sad he's not gonna be remembered for that. Some of that is like I ain't gonna say some of it, most of it is his fault that his legacy got tarnished like that.
no doubt.
That's definitely his fault. I mean, I agree with Kev though. CNN, Stephen A. Smith, all that was a little tacky, as far as going there. But I just that was just my whole take. We were actually having a conversation about it at the shop, and it was like, man, people really forget Juice. OJ was about to be, he was big in Hollywood, but
in the
he was about to
70s.
be in the 70s.
Now, let's hold on. He wasn't
No, he was.
Talking about as far as the black athlete. No. As far as the black athlete.
Leading role, man.
No. We talking about black athletes turned actors. Like he was
I'll give
be
you that.
the guy. You know what I mean?
He
Like
wasn't going to be
Hollywood.
Denzel now. He wasn't going to be an American gangster.
No.
I'm talking about as far as athletes, black athletes.
Yeah,
But
so
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So, I think, just to me I just think more tarnished legacy. I mean, but whether he guilty or not guilty, regardless of opinion, the man gone, rest in paradise, Orenthal J. Simpson.
Man, listen, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. The reason this is like this is because that OJ trial, the whole incident took up social media for damn near a year, bro. That and it flopped. People was for OJ, against OJ. It was on the levels of the whole Michael Jackson touching kids thing that was going on at that time. It was huge.
But that's how big of a presence he was at the time. They remember they stopped the NBA finals. They cut into the NBA finals to show the damn
cut screen. Yeah,
the
a couple games.
You know what I mean? Yeah, so that's the that shows that this wasn't no C-list celebrity. Like that was huge that they literally cut into a finals. Wasn't that the Knicks and Houston? If I'm not mistaken,
Houston.
It was the Knicks Houston. Yeah. To cut it in, like you said, just the media coverage, the whole thing. Hell, and damn, they got the Kardashians on. Shit.
And then here's what you did by doing that all day. You took the Goldmans and the Brown family back through that the entire day. Yep. You took them back through it. I'm not saying they'll ever forget about it, but what I'm saying is you put them back through that by doing that. Yep. And you wanted to get clickbaits and watches and all that because you got the OJ story on, right? And you got OJ, OJ passed, right? You barely talked about his football career. You might have talked about Hertz. You might have talked about whatever Naked Gun for a hot second. All the rest of that was, matter of fact, I watched CNN about 10 o'clock that night. Gloria Alvarez came on. She went in. That was very unnecessary. Very unnecessary. She didn't have a good thing to say about it. So all they did was give her airtime to go back in on the trial and what about Nicole's family? And what about what about his family that you dogging him right now and the man died? And the man got killed.
It's all about likes. It's all about the clicks and all of that. Yeah. That's what it's all about. They didn't care nothing about the families.
Apparently.
Nothing whatsoever.
Either family. They didn't give a damn about.
Well, regardless of what, man, like I said, I mean, I was a little kid, but I remember, I started watching football real young. But I remember OJ. A little bit I remember. He was a bad boy, man. He was a bad boy.
Facts.
So I mean, he was a hell of a running back, and just
When he the first one with the 2,000 yards?
I'm not sure about that.
You are old, Lefty. So
we 3 days apart. So if I'm old, you old. So
well, you
need to
older.
know that.
You
okay,
are older.
About 3 days. About 3 days.
I think he was the first one with the 2,000 season, wasn't he?
Yeah, but the fact that no one will ever remember him for that is as a sports fan, you know what I mean. So it is what it is, man. Yeah, rest in peace, Juice, man. We got a lot to talk about, man. Let's get to it.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace, Juice. Hey, but I gotta say that meme of the Hertz Bronco, white Bronco, internet has no chill, bro.
Oh, about nothing. About nothing.
About nothing.
I said, you gave. Come on, man. So that's the processional right down the street in the Bronco.
Yeah. But I mean, it's not surprising people, cracking jokes and going in. That's what they do, man.
I mean, it's not surprising because that's the era we live in. People live off drama. People live off. People. I'm gonna tell y'all real shit. People, especially social media wise, live off other people's drama. Like that makes their day, right? Some of these people that's cracking jokes and putting all on social media and going in are the very same people that's voting to put an insurrectionist back in office. So you refuse to believe that. But you believe OJ did it. But that's neither here nor there. Go ahead, man. Let's talk. I can go all day with that. Go ahead, man.
We're gonna get canceled.
Get the sports.
Yeah. Come on, man. We got a lot of sports to talk about. Let's get back to it.
Hey, man. So March Madness is officially over. I mean, the men's tournament started out, man, it was good. You had some unexpected wins, some unexpected losses. But then once you got down to the Final Four, it kind of wavered off. Now on the girls' side, though, the girls' side brought it, man. I mean, you had the Final Four was hyped because who you had in it. You had all the big names. It was ready, on and popping. The men's, we kind of lost that. I think over the next 3 to 4 years, the men's will get a huge influx of former NBA stars and their kids coming into the league. So
you know what I really think? I think on the men's side, didn't nobody really want to admit it. It was kind of a foregone conclusion. UConn was going to win unless something just miraculous happened.
Right.
And the women, you really didn't know. Like South Carolina was the best team. They proved it. But
they weren't blowing people out.
You really didn't know, man.
Right.
You really didn't know. Like
right.
it could have.
USC, you had Iowa. I mean, you.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, though, this is probably the first time ever. And I always go back to, even though basketball is a team sport, it's still star-based. Individual players, about the stars. And for the first time ever, the stars on the women's side were bigger than the men's. Like, you had great teams, but when you talk about the stars being profiled, the Jujus, of course, Caitlin, she was probably profiled more than anybody. Angel Reese, all these big names, even though South Carolina was the true story, having an undefeated season. But that really wasn't the focus. It was about Caitlin Clark. It was about this. So what you look on the men's side, it really wasn't a big star. Edie, whatever his name is, Edie. He's probably the best. He's the best college player to all that, but he's not a big star. He's not being profiled. People aren't tuning in to watch him. And UConn have been a dominant team all year, and most people didn't even realize it until the tournament how good, unless you really follow college basketball. There was no standout players like that. So when you talk a $4 million difference in views from women to men, that's amazing. What, 18 million to 14 million on the championship game? So that's but that just goes to show that basketball is, whether it's college, pros, whatever, it's still about the stars. And when we get into this NBA playoff thing, I'm gonna tell you what the NBA hoping for too. But we'll get back into it. We'll dive into that in a bit.
I'm gonna tell you like this.
They're gonna lose a couple.
The women was 18.9
Mm-hmm.
and the men was 14.9. That lets you know how powerful March Madness is. College. We talked a couple of weeks ago who has the best postseason event.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you,
March Madness.
March Madness is like, I mean, across the nation, man.
I
People
mean,
go bananas.
it'll never top the Super Bowl. Let's not get
I
ridiculous.
give you
But
that.
I'm
I
saying,
give
as
you
far
that.
as like a
That's one
3-week
day.
span,
That's one day you getting up for that Super Bowl. This right here is a 3-week process where people are going nuts.
yeah.
Oh, you got
But
a comment.
I'm an NBA playoff dude too.
You got a comment, Will Week. NBA is killing their product because college basketball is not producing products anymore because of the one and done is failing. Good point. Definitely a good point.
I agree with that, Will. I agree with that. But that one and done system kind of fading away, and that's why the Calipari's are moving around.
Mm-hmm.
It's done because you haven't had the marquee players to come out to be one and done. We haven't had that in the last two to 3 years.
Exactly, because even with the one and dones, even for that 1 year, look how highly profiled Zion was for that 1 year at Duke. Like he was all over the TVs.
I mean, he was
the next big thing.
But during his time,
yeah, he is.
But you got to remember him, Barrett. Like during that time, the one and dones was popping.
I know, but I'm saying, but Zion was already like a star. Like, remember, he was everybody. It was all about Zion, even though that was a
they
good squad.
Followed him from high school, bro.
Yeah. What's the guard on the Lakers? Just Cam Reddish. You know, all those.
That's what I'm saying. Back then, the one and dones was booming when they came out.
They had a superstar team though.
Yeah, but even with the one and dones, it's that year where it's that one guy that really stands out. Like if Wembanyama would have been played college ball over here instead of overseas, he would have been the main.
He'd have been the same dude. Yes.
Right. He'd have been that guy.
He'd have been the same dude.
But that's what, like you said, in the last few years, Zion probably was the last one from men's college basketball.
Look at last year's draft.
This year was about
draft.
This year's about Caitlin Clark.
All the kids came from the G League.
They were all G League.
What they doing now?
Well, a couple of them, like Jalen, dude in Houston made it, but
Houston doing all right.
And they got rid of the whole elite. So I don't know how that's going to work.
And all this year. And what's the dude that went to Portland? They had to send him back to G League twice.
He just came back. He actually balled last night. But the thing is with college though, this year it was Caitlin Clark. She made college basketball, like women and hell, let's just say college basketball period, not just women's ball, but it was about her. So what happened?
He was breaking records,
right? Exactly. But I'm saying, but
he was breaking records.
Even her style of play, Kev, she is on some Steph Curry thing. She changing how women's college basketball is she's gonna be that one that changed how it's being played. Because remember, women's college ball is all about fundamentals. They don't use their athleticism. It's fundamentals. It's the basics. It's things like that they're good as team ball. This chick coming out, crossing, shooting from the three, and then you got Juju and them coming up. Like the game is changing, and she the head of that. She leading that charge.
But I was gonna say, as a freshman, Juju had a hell of a year.
Yeah,
as a freshman. South Carolina had a freshman.
That's the thing they saying. Juju could break all kind of records just off her freshman year.
Oh, Juju is
she gonna be that she's on. She could break a whole lot of records too.
Yeah.
But in men's college basketball this year, it was about the portal. Wasn't about one and done. Freshmen froze up. That's how Kentucky got ran off the court. It was about the transfers. It was about the graduates. It was about the fifth, 6th year seniors. That's who ran the men's college basketball this year. You watched the tournament.
Froze up. Their freshman froze up.
No, this tournament.
UConn's freshman Castle, he balled.
Yeah, well, that's one out of
I'm just saying.
You got to look at his squad.
Kentucky, let's say it like this, Kev. They did to Reggie Miller. They choked.
Well, that's because Calipari really can't coach. He's a better recruiter than he is a coach. But that's neither here nor there.
That's always.
If you watch the transfer portal, man, is going to be, you're going to see teams adapting to that. You're going to see teams getting a graduate here, like Big Boy from Arizona. Big Boy from Arizona the African cat. Did you know he just entered the transfer portal? He
No,
leaving Arizona.
I didn't know that.
Not
Well,
saying
He's leaving Arizona.
just because
don't
they
mean
entered
he
the portal
leaving,
don't
Kev.
mean they leaving though.
They trying to up
No,
their
he's leaving. He's
NIL.
going. He signed with somebody. I forgot. He went
Oh, did he
somewhere.
already saying? Okay.
Yeah.
But a lot of times they go to the portal to increase their financial wealth.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that too. Yeah, I mean it's used
Oh,
for different ways. What I'm saying is they're
we'll
showing up on these teams that's senior laden, and these
right.
senior laden teams is running through the tournament.
And
You know what I mean? Like it's working.
Will Foe just made a great comment too. The WNBA draft is getting hyped this year. Like people are actually
Right,
going to
it's Monday.
watch the
It's Monday.
WNBA draft. It's
That's true.
this Monday, and we just having a conversation in the shop. Like, man, cigar shops were crowded for women for the women's national championship game. When has that ever happened? You know what I mean? And House, now we're not forgetting about the stars before Caitlin Clark. Not at all. Not at all. We're not forgetting them.
House
Not at all.
giving me a hee because Diana Taurasi, she spoke on ESPN and she said Caitlin is in for a rude awakening when you come into the WNBA and you're playing against grown women that got mortgages, families, and all that. It's a different ball game. Now, she didn't say that she wasn't going to succeed or do well, but she said it's going to be a culture shock because it's different playing against little 18 and 19-year-olds and grown women.
She stated the obvious. She did not say it disrespectful.
Right.
She did not.
But
She
they
just
tried
said
to spin it that way, and they've been trying to spin it that way all week since she said it.
Cheryl Swoops said it a month ago, and everybody tripped on Cheryl Swoops. All they saying is it's an adjustment. Like I watch it, man. I don't know how much y'all watch women basketball, but half the women that got drafted in WNBA last year are no longer in the league. So just because you get drafted, it's only so many spots that they have. That's why they're trying to expand. They really don't have the money. They're gonna put one team in, but they really don't have the money to expand like the NBA would. So a lot of these women that get drafted, they don't stick in the league. Like they playing for spots. And you got to figure it ain't an 82 game season. They only play from what, May to September, something like that.
Yeah, that's what 30.
So there's only so many spots, bro. Just because you get drafted, now the top stars are probably
against baseball. They up against baseball. They have to take the pause for the Olympics because the girls from NBA.
Yeah, the Olympics.
So you got to realize
we got some things that come in that kind of interject into their season that
Well, and I like Taurasi. She spoke the obvious. Of course, it's an adjustment when you go from college to professional. That's no shit, Sherlock.
She even said it was one for her.
In other news waters.
And so did Kelsey Plum. But Kelsey Plum said the same thing. Said it took her 5 years to get straight.
But you know what? This is gonna be the difference, though. This is what I think gonna be the difference. I think the game is gonna adjust to Caitlin Clark over Caitlin Clark adjusted to the game. If she come in shooting the way her ass was shooting, because nobody thought Steph game. Nobody thought Steph game would translate over to Lee Lisa Davidson. No one thought Steph would be who he is and what he's doing. I think Caitlin Clark could have an effect like Steph having on the NBA to where the game is going to have to adjust to her style. She's going to change style. People going to want more shooters. More.
You know what? She's gonna be able to get her shot off. But when she comes off that pick, they're going to be a lot more physical than they are in college.
Yeah.
Not saying because she can obviously shoot, so she's going to get a shot.
Yeah.
But they're gonna be a lot more fit. She's gonna have to bulk up a little bit and adjust to the physicality that she's gonna run into in the WNBA. Like I said, there's only so many spots, man. They playing for jobs.
Yeah, the women don't bulk up.
She definitely gonna have a target on. She gonna have a target on her. Every high profile athlete got a target on though.
Yeah, and that's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's called competition. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
When Lonzo Ball came out, he had a target on his back because he was highly profiled.
Day one.
That's natural. That's just natural.
We all watched Pat Beverly run over there, and you remember that?
Yeah.
That was game one.
It's gonna always be like that, But I look, I don't forget. Take all the race stuff out of it. That's a bad. That young lady is cold. That young lady is cold.
No doubt.
And I looked at the mock draft. They got Angel Reese coming to the sky.
Hey,
at 9 or something like that, 8 or 9 or something.
What's up, PG 69?
They got old girl from Kentucky, not Kentucky, Tennessee, Jackson.
Pat come right in with it. Okay, I got you. My back never adjusted to every tactic. That's okay. That's okay.
Wow.
It's still early, Pat. You know, I keep it loaded. I keep the pistol loaded.
Hey.
I got bullets for you.
Now, you know, watching the women's game, Caitlin, she dropped that 18 quick. And then that lady known as Raven Johnson is no longer known as the lady that got waved off at the 3. She known as the lady that put the clamps on Caitlin Clark.
She clamped down on her. Yes, sir.
Clamped down on her.
You do me
What
like
up?
that, I'm going
What
out.
up?
I'm going
What up,
out at
Silk?
halftime taking shots. That was
What up,
so
Silk?
disrespectful.
We
I
ain't
forgot that even
talking
happened, bro,
about
until they showed it. I forgot that even happened.
Yeah, and she
So
talked
credit
about
to
how
her.
traumatizing that was for her last year with
Yeah,
social media, how they clowned her for months.
that's kind of embarrassing, man. You're a starting guard and can't you won't even shoot the ball. Not that you missed, you didn't even have the confidence to shoot it. So shout out to her for working on her game all summer. Coming back, now you can't leave open. Now she deadly. And she what, a sophomore? Something like that?
Yeah.
Credit
And-
to her
and-
for working on her game.
And before we pop off this, man, shout out to Dawn Staley, class act.
Yeah, I have to give it to her.
Man, shout out to Dawn Staley, man. Hell of a coach.
Stay off my girl. I love her. She's mine.
Who,
Hell of a
Dawn
ride.
No,
Hey,
man,
us light skinned folks got to stick together. All right.
it's a must. It's a must.
Now, Don
Shout out-
deserves
that was a
much love,
classy-
much props.
Yeah, that was a
Hey.
classy press conference when she came on, man. Like that's why I had to give her props for that, man. And congratulations, undefeated season, man. Let's go.
Give me your
Chris,
thoughts.
I gave
so
her
quick.
props
Give me your
after the
thought- your-
melee. What she said in the interview after the game, and right after the game when emotions was high, and in her press conference. Kim
Yeah.
Mulkey didn't do that. So
Give me your
give her
thoughts.
credit based on that. Just right off the flat. She like, hey, we don't represent that. We apologize, right? Like right off the flat. Like you gotta see much love.
Give me your thoughts on some people they went at Dawn Staley, which I was not happy about, but they said that she only congratulated Caitlin Clark after she beat her.
That's a lie. Because she gave her love many times in the her press conferences leading up to the Final Four, and gave her respect on how she's been changing the game. So that's people that
Yes,
don't
she did.
know.
Yes, she did.
That's people that
And
don't know.
let me get a SmokeFella finger to Jason Whitlock, because that's who said that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he a normal on
said-
He a regular on the
He a
on the
clown
SmokeFella
anyway,
page.
and all he does is clown black people. If you ever notice, I've been noticing
Yes.
since Kansas City
Yes.
Star back in
That's-
1989.
That's angry
That's
man's
neither here nor
idol.
Nah, we ain't gotta
She's
mention
always giving that girl her props, man, and she took the time and didn't have to do it in her moment. She just won the national championship.
And you
to get
know
that
what,
girl
Sean?
props.
And you
She
know
even
what, Sean?
stopped
It
it
was-
before they were going to commercial. Remember? She's like, hold on.
Yeah.
And old girl said,
Right.
oh, wait. She goes, Dawn wants to say something. Dude,
But
Dawn's
Sean,
my girl, dude. She's my
it's
girl, bro.
always it's gonna always be it's gonna always be somebody that got a nitpick and take some negative out of a positive. You're gonna always have that. Just like they were talking about the thing with the God thing and all this. I'm like, come on, man. It's just whack ass media, man.
No, let's call it what it is.
Like,
It's always
Jason
gonna be a
Whitlock is
dude.
a jerk.
It's always gonna be a 300-pound dude like Jason Whitlock take a time out from eating a damn cheeseburger to go in on some black person other than a white person. That's what he does. He's been doing it since the Kansas City Star.
And
For those
matter
that
of fact,
don't know.
going forward, let's not mention his name no more. Old boy. That's what we're gonna be.
Cool. I'm good with that.
Yeah,
Fat old boy? Why
Old
just
boy.
call him fat old boy?
Yeah.
Old goof ass.
Old goof
How about
ass.
that?
Old
Old
fat
goof
goof
ass.
Fat goof ass. Yeah, ain't nobody talk about him.
OFG.
Right. we ain't gonna even give him no free promotion on this show, man. He don't get nothing. He ain't getting no,
Old
he ain't
goof
getting no
ass.
Agreed.
love on this show. The hell with him.
Agreed.
Hey, I was listening to you guys coming in.
Whoever said
One
that
of
is absolutely right.
You were
That's
talking
real-
about
real weak.
the men and the women and how the star power. Part of it, I think, the reason is college basketball is the one and done. You know, everybody wants to go 1 year and leave. Stars don't get to develop. All right, you go to the NBA and you don't develop. You're not developed. You're 18 years old. Like, I don't give a damn how big or grown or strong you think you are. You ain't grown and strong. You're dealing with grown men. And so these guys don't come in and they'll have a game where they'll score 20 or 30, or you'll have a game, or a couple weeks. but they're not developed like they were before. And Kev, you talked about it. You said why are teams getting run over by juniors and senior laden
What's up,
teams?
Miss Glover?
Because that's exactly what it is. Because these guys have been developed. These guys have been coached.
Yep.
You've got guys. Maybe they were 3 stars, 2 stars, but they got to be 4 stars because of coaching and development. And you guys well know in the tournament, guard play is key. Guard play is
every year.
It's key. So you better look at the team that has juniors and seniors in that backcourt, and you might want to take a good look at betting on if you're a gambling person. That is.
Mm-hmm. Then watch this.
Gambling on those, looking on the juniors and seniors in those backcourts.
Yep. That's what happened. Once Sheed went down, it was pretty much over with for them.
For Houston, yeah. And then watch this. You a lottery pick, right? You one and done. You got a lot of talent, but you're on a bad team that you're going to more than likely, right?
Yep.
Well, that coach got to win. He ain't got time to develop you. He got to win.
Right. Bingo.
So
there's no development time.
They don't have time to develop you. This ain't the NFL where you can sit behind a quarterback and develop.
Well, this is
the NBA. They have to win.
Let's take it right there. I think in the NBA and the NFL, baseball is different because you can go down to the minors and develop
and get work.
The NFL is the same way. These quarterbacks ain't coming in sitting. They got to come in and play right away and produce right away. Basketball, people would expect, like you say, these one and dones to come in. It may take them 3-4 years. Let's talk about Ben's boy, Kobe White. Ben couldn't stand Kobe White. Look at where he is now. It took him
Tony Bob.
It took him some years.
Laurie Marketing.
It took him 7.5 years to get it right.
It ain't taking no damn 7 years.
No, it didn't. Ben and TB wanted the man traded at every deadline since the man stepped in Chicago. And now look at him. You want to win half the games you won this year without him.
The only difference with the NFL is that you have to stay 3 years. You have to stay 3 years, so you're going to get coaching, you're going to get physicality, you're going to get bigger, stronger, faster. NBA, it's not, and that's the big difference. So you can come in and you could be a quarterback 6'3" at 225, 235, and that's 2 or 3 years of off-season lifting. When you come in at 18, man, if you were lifting beforehand, man, that's a big if you were lifting, and if you don't, man, you're literally a kid against grown-ass men who are trying. Put a skinny dude against. Before he hurt his ankle, Andre Drummond. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got a chance for a rebound.
Oh, hell no.
You ain't got a chance. You know what I mean?
No.
Not a chance.
That's a grown ass man.
Yeah.
That's a big grown ass man, dude.
And I think with marketing, the Bulls didn't know what to do with him. Because when he came out of Arizona, he was shooting threes at Arizona, but the Bulls tried to make him a slow.
That coach.
It was that time.
Yes. Who was that coach at the time? Who was that coach?
Well, we can go there too. We can go there too.
No, it wasn't Vinny. Who was that coach? He was.
Well, we can go there too, but
marketing was
they
the
took
player.
the fact.
He just didn't have confidence, bro. Once he went to Utah and got that confidence,
he didn't have a confidence
all over with.
He balled in Cleveland
when he came in the league.
He balled in Cleveland the year before he went to Utah.
I'm saying
he immediately left Chicago and balled. That wasn't a confidence thing.
When he was with the Bulls, he did not show any confidence here.
They didn't know what to do with him.
Need to get out of here.
What was that coach's name? It was after Vinny. Who was the coach? He was terrible. The players hated him. Whoever that coach was,
he got fired. No, I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about. I can't think of the name, but the players basically ran him out.
The players hated him.
Boylan. Is it Boylan?
I think it was Boylan.
Was it Boylan?
I believe it was Boylan. That was the Boylan year.
But the problem with Lowry was he got hurt a couple times, and then I think his second and third season, he got hurt because his second season he came in and I saw him and he was training back overseas. Man, that dude was eating them weights, boy. I was like, oh snap! Oh,
how do you go to Cleveland and immediately ball out?
Because
how do you go to Utah and all of a sudden you're an all-star?
He was ready. Confident. The Bulls didn't do that to. They didn't give it to him, and that was right around the time where that stretch four and everything started to become really, really in vogue. And the Bulls were still in 1964, like the Bears and the Sox and.
I
digress.
Hey, but we could bring it to the present. Everybody ready to give up on Patrick Williams. I'm telling you, if they move on from him, he gonna go somewhere and ball out. Watch.
I think it's more with him.
Everybody's mental with him. It's
it's
more confidence, and sometimes you need a change of scenery, and then everything starts to flow and slow down for you.
And also the role he's playing. Look at Bobby Portis, the role he's playing in Milwaukee. He's a big part of that. You know, he was here in Chicago. A lot of former Chicago players are playing like big, like Wendell Carter Jr. in Orlando, right? In Orlando still.
Yeah.
Wendell, he's a big
still,
part of that.
Yeah, he's still down there.
Yeah, he a big part of that. See, like Will Patrick is trash. They still, man. Some people don't come in right away and get it. You know,
But what is
the role? It's the role you playing in. Like Pat is, but you had Levine and DeRozan taking turns with the ball. He got to know where he fit. Some people just not a good fit. It don't mean
so let me ask you this. What is he? Is he a 3 or a 4?
He's today's NBA player, which means he can guard multiple positions. He could be the center in a small lineup. He could play the 3 in a big lineup. He could play the 4 in most lineups. You got to be able to guard multiple positions anyway.
So then why don't you do what Jimmy? Why don't you do what Jimmy Butler did? Jimmy Butler came in and made his mark on defense. Derrick Rose get hurt. He go work on his offensive game. All of a sudden, he come back with an offensive game. Patrick Williams needs to stay in the league, bro. Like, do this. Get you a niche.
Find a way to stay in the league.
Get you a niche, right? That's what Jimmy Butler did. He was the benchmark. Remember that? He had a niche. Derrick Rose gets hurt. The man goes and develops his jump shot. All of a sudden, he come back. He get an offensive game. Now he Jimmy Buckets.
We will be talking about.
He got to find a niche.
Same way we just talked about Larry Marketing. In about 2 or 3 years, we'll be talking about Patrick Williams.
But you know the problem. Here's the problem. What? Here's the problem with Jimmy with Patrick. What they need to do with Patrick, they need to say, look, you're the 6th man, or you're on the second squad. All right, when on the second squad,
Bobby Portis.
I need you to score. Period. You can score. We've seen him score. We've seen him in summer leagues. We've seen him in regular NBA games when Zach and DeMar are out. We've seen him take over games. So here's what you do, and this is on a coaching. Man, you're on the second unit. You ball. You score in the flow of the game, of course. But if it gets down to it, take it. Get that offensive confidence, and you know what, that will carry you to a certain level. Now you can work on your defense. Now you can work on something else.
That word again. They go that word again.
But look,
that C word.
Confidence.
Oh.
But Sean, you just basically said what Damani said. Milwaukee gave Bobby Portis a role. Hey man, you ain't gonna start unless somebody hurt. You're gonna come off the bench. We need your energy. Shoot the ball. We don't even care, bro. Play D, right? Rebound, and he got a role, so he knows his role. Patrick Williams has no idea what his role is.
That's coaching. That's coaching. When you give, man, we've all played sports, man, and we've all, I believe, also been on good teams at one point or another. All right. And what were some of the best teams that you were on? Were guys who had a role. Look, I need you to come in and rebound. You didn't ask Rodman for 3-pointers, did you? No, that wasn't his gig. You don't ask a fish to climb a tree. All right. You ask, what are they good at? All right. This is
Rodman kind of knew his role. He kind of knew his role.
This is what I need you to do. This is what I need you to do. And this is what good coaches do. And
once Lefty found out his role was to get me the ball, everything
I knew it.
Oh, wow.
I knew it.
We had no issues. We was number 3 in the state. He understood his role.
I don't know why none of y'all guys won't ever pop on here.
I'm not even going to justify that with a response. I'm not going to justify that.
Anybody watching from St. Martin, y'all need to pop on every blue moon, man. We need to get to the bottom of this. Just pop on, man. Give me one show. Just pop on, fellas.
As soon as Ben started, I'm like, oh boy.
Here you go. I knew we was going with it.
Hey.
Trigger happy. Trigger happy being up there in the corner.
Wait. So what you're saying?
I told you, being that dude from the Nets.
Trigger happy being up there.
Hey, so what you're saying is, wait, did you at least get him the assist? Or were you that selfish dude who got it, took 2 or 3 dribbles, so the assist went away? Was that you?
No, my assist numbers were up.
Okay.
He
was in the top 5 of assists. He was in the top 5.
At least. Well, okay. So he contributed to your point. All right. I just want to make sure you weren't the guy to dribble 2 or 3 times and take the assist away and then go shoot. Like, okay.
No, he was a catch and shoot. Literally, catch, shoot. You see, pass,
not
nowhere in there.
Not catch pass.
Not catch drive.
None of
that.
Catch shoot. Nah, Ben had a rifle on him, though. Ben had a rifle.
Was I not open?
I guess.
Yeah, you could be like Kobe. As soon as Kobe got out of his car in the parking lot, he's open.
Yeah, right.
Facts.
That's good call.
Facts.
Good call.
Hey, Kev, you chuckling a little knee slapping down there, man.
Hey, man, I'm just listening to the story, brother. I
You
wasn't
over
there.
there knee slapping and
But back to the Bulls talk. But no, Patrick Williams is he's a typical today's NBA player. He fits today's game. Like you said, Sean, we both said it. When he finds a role for him, it could be like Bobby Portis coming off the bench, running that second team. He gonna flourish, man. I don't think
He got to be. He shouldn't be
him.
a starter.
I don't think the Bulls should give up on him too fast. But of course, we ready to run him out of town.
Though, Papa. At this particular point,
here's the thing. Here's the thing, y'all. Once again, it's time to make a financial decision.
Yeah,
they made it with Kobe.
Just about to go there too.
Yeah.
So now what?
So
right, they made the other decision.
Since we talking in NBA, man, we're gonna start out in the East, right? The one question I got for you guys off the top is Boston, because they got the record, they got into the playoffs, they kind of pull back on the reins. Are they setting themselves up for disaster in the playoffs? But not keep pushing it and doing what they was doing, not even pulled off. Like last night, they had six of their main players didn't play.
I don't blame them.
Yeah.
But
health is important for them. Health is real important.
I get the health thing, but the players haven't been playing like they played all year long.
They've been momentum. You say
momentum. No, they 15 games up.
Yeah.
Like here's the thing, man. Here's the thing, and I know where you're going with it. They need a rhythm. I get all that. They about to get a whole week off.
I'm not saying who was right or wrong. I'm not saying who was right or wrong. But momentum. Chuck said it the other day, man, that he wished when he was with Houston that they didn't take.
No, he didn't say that. Nope. He said Phoenix.
Yeah,
he said they had said they had the number one record, right? Clearly, they had home court advantage. He said they shut it down 2 weeks before the season ended. He said that's where they tripped. Cause remember the Lakers is up 2-0 on them in first round.
Yeah,
I remember.
So he said they shut it out. They shut it down 2 weeks. Now Boston doing it the last couple games. I have absolutely no problem with that.
It ain't.
You need Tatum, Brown.
It's been 3 weeks, man. Have you been? I've been watching the NBA the last 3 weeks, man. They haven't been balling, bro. They've been losing the teams.
No, I agree.
They shouldn't lose to.
I agree with that.
Yeah, but you also looking at the difference in teams that are still jockeying for a position, a team that's been locked in for weeks. You know what I mean? So that you definitely gonna get. So I'm not surprised at the losses just because these other teams are really, really playing for something. The thing with Boston though, but Boston they gotta get their head off their shoulders and stop thinking they're a great team and like be a great team, because right now the limit for them is championship. They're a championship or bust team. Now, we've seen the great teams, the great Bulls teams, great Lakers teams. We've seen those great teams, the Golden State teams. Are they that? And do they think they that? Do they think they that now? That's the question you got to ask yourself. And that's going to come down.
You ain't won nothing.
Right, you ain't won nothing. But luckily, you got like the Drew Holidays. I don't know how much of a vocal leader he is. Won the championship in Milwaukee, kind of plays that lead role. Hopefully somebody does. But yeah, sometimes they do kind of come off like they already that squad. Like we already that dynasty in the making. You got to prove it first. And you're right.
That's why they give up leads like that.
Yep. Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. They championship or bust, bro.
Yeah, definitely championship bust. With Porzingis, they championship. I mean, they rostered Derek White. I mean, top to bottom, they got a nice bench. I mean, Boston, they loaded. But prove it first before you start walking around with that swagger. Before you got your shoulders up, you got to win it first, player, and then start doing that.
That's basically what Shaq said.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't. If I'm Boston tomorrow, I wouldn't play nobody. Everybody that want an opportunity to see who we roll with, because you can't have a 15-man playoff roster.
Right.
I mean playoff rotation rather. So I want to see who can I trust in the playoffs. Even though I don't trust Missoula. But that's neither here nor there. The man look
Well,
lost.
I
He looks
agree
lost.
with you on that.
But I'm gonna see what bench player can I grab in a crucial situation, right? Is it Pritchard? Is it Hauser, the guy that shoots threes? Is it the backup from Memphis that came from Memphis that backs up Porzingis when he ain't there? Or Horford ain't? Like I know I want to see who can I trust.
What's the rotation?
So tomorrow I'm not playing nobody if I'm Boston. None of them.
Well,
But
none of my starting
that
players.
falls under the NBA rule of competitive advantage. I mean, like you got to be competitive. Like, so where do you draw the line? I get the point where injury, but also by the same token, you got other teams who are fighting for playoff spots and have Boston once or twice in the final, 4, 6, 7, 8 game, whatever, you know what I mean? As opposed to somebody else, and you're going to sit people. I mean,
I'll play Drew Holiday. I'll play Drew Holiday. I'll play White. I'll run Horford just so he won't stiffen up. But Porzingis, Tatum, Brown, they're not playing tomorrow.
Yeah.
NBA can't stop me from doing that.
Well,
They gave you 80 games.
No, they can't. They can't. They'll send you a memo, but they can't stop you from doing it. They'll highly suggest, but they can't stop you.
Because Porzingis is a right step from being out for 6 weeks.
Right,
So
he for damn sure ain't playing.
He'll come off the bench and pull something. I'm
gonna take this. I'm gonna get
off.
Right.
I'm gonna give Tatum and Brown. I'm gonna give Tatum and Brown some rest too. Like you gonna need them, bro. Like I'm gonna get Tatum. Remember Game 7 last year? Tatum sprained his ankle. I mean, I know it can happen, but I'm just saying.
You wouldn't get him. You wouldn't have him playing 1 quarter and then boom, you're out. Then go take a shower.
Nope. Okay. I'll play. Like I say,
let them pull LeBron.
Holiday will play. White will play. Horford will play. Hauser will play. I wouldn't know.
Okay.
I got it wrapped up. I'm up 15 games
on the bench.
Yeah, but who are they playing and what are they? Who are they playing and what does that team have?
Who do they play?
What do they have at stake? Because
good question.
If they need to win, and whoever their opponent is needs to win, and their opponent is vying it out.
They play the Wizards with
somebody.
Oh, it's the Wizards. Oh, yeah.
Okay. You know what?
If it's the Wizards, I'll play my G League affiliated squad.
Matter of fact, Kev, you got the green hoodie on. Fly down there and get you some shots up.
I was about to say, you don't want to have a raffle.
You dress for it.
We'll know.
Hey, have the people have security at the car like, hey, you look like you ball. Come on and get some time today. You're the winner. You get some time today.
I just need one check. Just give me a one. I ain't even asking for a 10-day. Give me a 1-day check. I'm good.
Get you some shots up, Kevo.
I'm gonna let it fly, baby.
Kevin put up 30 shots.
Let it fly, baby. What I got to lose?
I'll make it rain. I'll make it rain.
That Eminem, lose yourself in the moment, baby. Just go crazy.
In the moment.
Out there, go crazy.
So out in the East,
he had been in the bathroom throwing up like Eminem on. Hey, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough. Y'all think dude with the Nets put it up? Man, I'll be out there letting it rock, baby.
Hey, listen. Boston is clearly number 1 in the East. Does Milwaukee, New York, Cleveland have a chance, or is there a sleeper that's in the play-in that can make that run that can challenge Boston right now? Because Milwaukee has a problem, and I'll say that's starting with the coach. Period. I ain't even gonna get no more into that. New York, they are
still blaming it on Doc.
They missing they big in Randall. That's gonna be crucial. Their guards are playing, and Brunson is lights out right now. But is Embiid healthy enough for a run to the Eastern
That's gonna be the whole key. That's gonna be the whole key. Because think about it, y'all.
Because he's clearly not in shape.
If it stay like it is, Philadelphia plays Miami in the 7-8 game. I think right now it's at Miami, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But regardless, if Embiid can give you that go, they'll win that game.
Philly
now they play Milwaukee first round of the playoffs. So we're gonna see if Embiid healthy or not, because he's gonna have to step right into it. So now I don't know if he's on a minute restriction but then on the flip, we don't know how healthy Giannis is.
That is true.
That's gonna be an intriguing series. If anybody,
Giannis probably gonna miss the first round. They definitely got to be careful with that injury. You got to be careful with that injury. You can't bring him back too fast. He needs to sit the first round without.
But
a doubt.
they said Kevin Durant had the same injury, and as soon as he got back, he popped his Achilles.
Exactly. That's what
Like
I'm
it's
saying.
the same like calf muscle
exact
that
same
leads to
injury,
your
right.
Achilles.
And,
Yeah.
and you
suffering that
remember
all
Kev?
season long.
And remember, Kev, when we was watching that, when Durant first went down, before he popped the Achilles, he grabbed the bottom of the calf.
Yeah.
That ain't just a regular calf strain. He grabbed that bottom of it. So, like you said, that Achilles
So did Giannis.
is next, right? That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm
Giannis did
saying. It's the
thing.
same. He had the exact same injury, and he sat a month.
Yeah.
And came back first game and popped.
Yeah.
I think they said Achilles with a touch of sciatica. I mean, no, not you. That's you, Lefty. My bad.
And what the Achilles got to do with a bat?
Wow.
To tell you ain't pay attention in biology class. You back there
Hey,
chewing erasers, eating
I just
graham
want to make
crackers.
sure
and
you was
shit.
listening. I want to make sure you was listening.
Touch of sciatic. Ain't that some shit? Now, Giannis definitely gonna should miss the first round. Now we'll see how they struggle. What type
they gonna sit him if they play Philly?
That's what I'm saying. Can you? And
two teams that can tire.
That's tough.
They can't win a series, but they can extend a series. That's Orlando and Indiana can make a series long and tire people out.
Indiana don't play no defense though.
Indiana,
you know what? Orlando over Indiana. I give you Orlando, but
Yeah.
Indiana don't play no defense. All that chucking up shots, it ain't gonna work for them.
Yeah, me and Lefty agree on that. I thought it was Indiana, but if you ever watch Indiana, bro, like it's just Olay, dog.
Mm-hmm.
It's Olay. If they hitting their threes, yeah, they fun to watch. It's cool. But in a 7-game series, you could just sit back and be like, you know what? Let's exploit this matchup. He gonna do this. He gonna let you blow by him. Like you can figure out Indiana.
Yeah, but you can't let Indiana steal a game and extend a series. You got to go ahead and sweep them.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise they get 1 or 2 games.
Now, Orlando, I mean, Banchero, people sleep on him, man. He is a baller.
Ain't nobody talking about that.
Orlando about to vet away, man. They need a vet.
Yeah.
They need like a vet shooter, let's say, or like a, you know what I mean? Like they like a vet piece away. And be like a contender.
And let's face it, this year their inexperience is gonna play their inexperience is gonna show.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna get exposed right away. But I think they can give it. They could take a team 6. They could take a team 6, maybe even 7.
That's what I'm saying.
They got enough talent.
That's extending.
Yeah, they got enough talent.
And now you got to go into the second round. You're not as fresh.
Yeah.
Now when you go, everything is scheduled. So if you go on 6 games, and God forbid if it went 7, now you coming right into the second round playing again, and it's like, man, you ain't get time to breathe. You ain't get time to rest up. You can't let teams like Orlando, Indy take you there.
I don't trust Cleveland. I'm gonna leave Cleveland out because I don't trust them. A team that's fully healthy that would have scared everybody would have been New York. Fully healthy, they would have scared everybody.
He's been waiting to hear New York's name. So,
but the only thing about the Knicks is this: if y'all think a playoff team, regardless who they play, and I think ain't it Cleveland right? Who they play? Cleveland right now?
What they at? They 4 now?
They 3
and 4. 3 and
New
4
York
play.
is 3. No, 3 play 6.
Yeah, 4 play 5.
So Indiana, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but New York, the typical Tibbs team, great defensive team. They play hella defense. That don't get talked about enough with New York. So yeah, they definitely should get past the first round easy. But if it's whoever they go with that next round, whether it's Boston or whoever, they can take them 7. they can definitely take you 7.
I don't think so, and I'm gonna tell you why. I don't think so. I'm gonna tell you why. They're gonna get past Indiana because Indiana plays no D, and they ain't got sense enough to get the ball out of Brunson's hands. But when they run into, let's say they run into Boston second round. Boston, first of all, Jrue Holiday can guard Brunson 1-on-1.
Well, are they 3 or 2? They 3 or 4? What is New York?
They 3 right now.
New York is 3.
So they wouldn't get Boston second round. They would get the 2 seed, whoever the 2-7 is, right?
Oh, they would get Milwaukee. Well, Milwaukee or
They
Philly.
get Milwaukee.
That'll be Milwaukee. Yeah, that'll be
And
Milwaukee.
Dame can't guard water.
He never could.
Well, that's true. But
He never could.
there's no veteran team that's going to sit back and let Jalen Brunson clear the floor, spread out everybody, and let him go one-on-one for the entire game. No playoff team will have sense enough to do that. So when you get the ball out of Brunson's hands, now what? Like OG is really not a scorer. Not the Villanova gang, as I call them. They can hit threes, but when they literally run at Brunson as soon as he come over half court and take the ball literally out his hands, what do New York do?
Hey, Kevin D. Louder, if they go into the second round against Milwaukee, that's all I got to say. I'm going in on Doc if he let Brunson go wild.
Doc has sense enough and been in the league long enough to know, kill the head of the snake.
You got to do this,
get the ball out of his hands.
You got to do this.
Because they don't, without Holiday, they don't have a one-on-one person that can guard him.
Exactly.
But it has to be a team defensive thing for you got to get the ball. Dude, if you watch New York, they spread it out, and Brunson literally goes one-on-one the entire game. The entire game. What coach don't sit there and let you do that and beat them?
Doc?
Well, let's see it. Let's see it.
They get past Indiana, but they're not getting past the second round.
If the coach is gonna do it, it's
I'm actually without Giannis though. I think the Knicks could beat Milwaukee without Giannis. If Milwaukee get past the first round, if Milwaukee can get out the first round, depending on who they get.
Yeah,
it's gonna. Would y'all agree with this? Let's say they go by your logic, lefty, and they say, Giannis, you absolutely not playing the first round. Team, we got to step up, and they run into Philly. Philly wins that 7-8 game. They run into Philly.
More than likely they out. More than likely they out.
So you think Philly will beat them?
Without Giannis, definitely. Philly a dog walking. Yes.
They got it. Well, okay, let's go off this. They got to steal one in Milwaukee. Let's agree with that.
Yeah.
And they got to win their home games to pull it off.
Yeah, I think they can do it.
Hey, Silk, real talk. No bullshit.
They got a good
If New York
pass,
was fully healthy, I think they could do it. But without Randall, they're gonna miss that 20 points, 11 boards. I think it's just, to me, man. Like, I watched the Knicks.
for the birthday girl.
No. Happy birthday, no.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hey, Silk, there's no team that's gonna sit back and just literally watch Brunson go one-on-one an entire series and not run and get the ball out of his hands. I'm not saying he's not going to score. But what I'm saying is, if you think he's going to go one-on-one and average 30, then 40 points a game, and people going to just sit back in a 7-game series and let him do it, no.
Silk, it's
not in the playoffs.